டீச்சர்ஸ் ஆமாம் லைவ் தான்.
Recognition to our group by giving Padma Shri to the chairman of KG Hospital, myself. The students and faculty of the KG campus are all assembled here. We could not get the whole group because this accommodation is only for 2,000 people, and they are very fortunate to see you and to listen to you, sir. You are a role model, patriotic Indian serving the country for the past many decades, both as a CBI officer and the Intelligence Bureau. And we pray the Almighty for your health and happiness. The awardees of this year are all high achievers. They're all unsung heroes. All of them actually deserve a Padma Shri or something like that, but they don't get that award. So the KG Foundation has been recognizing such unsung heroes for the past so many times. The first awardee for this dynamic Indian was none other than the Bharat Ratna Abdul Kalam as a scientific advisor to the Prime Minister before he became the President of India. Same award was given. I was telling His Excellency that when he came in, 10 years there was no rain. And our vanditu pona odana rain vanduchu. He immediately said, Nallorukku peyyum malai. Nallavanga vanditu pona mala peyyum. Innikku adhe mari mala peyya pogudu. Innikku illana avarum nallavaru. Oru arpudhamanavar enga governor. And we have so far recognized 97 people for the Dynamic Indian of the Decade Award, which includes the respectable Abdul Kalam, Christian Bernard, so on and so forth. We have recognized 435 doctors were given Doctors of Excellence Award. I still remember somewhere in Kotagiri, a military doctor was practicing for 10 years. He was unrecognized in the military. He was unrecognized in the community. And at the age of 75, when we gave an award, his members of the family were all in tears. Everybody is expecting an award. Everybody. Mother Teresa said, there is hunger for bread across the world. The hunger for appreciation far exceeds the hunger for bread. So appreciating, not necessarily such a big meeting, you can appreciate. You can appreciate your mother, you can appreciate your wife, you can appreciate your friend. Whoever does a good job, you appreciate them. 865 teachers were given Teachers of Excellence Award. Our institution has been going on for the past 60 years. KG is a popular name in this part of the country. It's a large conglomerate. It's a family-run institution, but biological family is only 65. But ideological families constitute 6,000 people. KG school in Annur, run by my brother. There's an aided school, there's a matriculation school, there's an international school. KG College of Arts and Sciences, Engineering, Nursing, Physiotherapy, Allied Health Sciences, MBA, MCA, Micro College, KG ISL, an Information Technology campus, employs 2,000 people. KG Infrastructure Limited, there are about 5,000 people employed in that, creating flats and town and country. KG Cinema Theatre, Entertainment, KG Software Economic Zone, very close to here, about 100 acres were procured. There are 25,000 people are working, bringing about 20,000 crores of foreign exchange. first software economic zone created by this group. KG stock market, stock exchange, KG textile mills, KG gardens and agriculture, KG denim, KG Sharda Terry Towel, KG Hospital Postgraduate Institute, KG Eye Hospital Research Center. KG is our father's name, sir. Kondaswamy Govindaswamy. KG is, we call it as a kingdom of God where employment is given but also lives are saved. KG Health Care is very popular across the world. We run Balaji Temple, Saradambal Temple, Vinayaka Temple, Muruga Temple, Shiva Ishwara Temple. So many things this group is doing. Unbelievable, sir. We are only 25 members in our family, brothers, sisters, second generation, third generation. We are all trained abroad, but we never stay back. We get brain trained, but there is no brain drain. This is a Punya Bhumi, sir. APJ Abdul Kalam, when he came, there was a rain. Many governors, this place was where Abdul Kalam came 4 times. The chief ministers, religious heads, technocrats, bureaucrats, we love India, sir. Like you, we love India. We love Tamil Nadu. We love Coimbatore. We love Annur. We love Kieranatham village. Sendamil Nadannum Podinile, in Bathen Vandu Payudu Kadinile. Tamil language is a wonderful language. And Tamil Nendru Solada, Thalian Imirnd Nillada. We love Muruga. The Muruga is a Tamil god, sir. We love you, sir. Your Excellency, most welcome. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. Honoring His Excellency, the Governor of Tamil Nadu, we request Dr. Bhaktavachalam sir and Dr. Ashok Bhaktavachalam sir to honor His Excellency. Thank you, sir. Please be seated. Dynamic Indian Awards are being presented by KG Foundation periodically. Can we have an audio visual, please?
Thank you. We request our chief guest, His Excellency, our Honorable Governor, to bestow the awards to the dynamic Indians.
Professor Dr. Mohammed Rela, the world-famous liver transplant surgeon, performed more than 200 liver transplant surgeries in a year. I've done more than 4,000 liver transplant surgeries, and patients have come from all over the world to undergo his services. Please give a big applause. Professor Sengotu Velu, dynamic interventional cardiologist, done more than 15,000 interventional procedures, specialist in TAVI, done more than 500 transarterial aortic valve implantation successfully. Professor Dr. C. Pallivelu, world famous surgical gastroenterologist, published more than 400 research papers, is known as God of laparoscopy. A huge applause, please. Thiru L. Adimulam, Managing Director of the famous Dinamalar, 4 decades of experience, past President of Indian Newspaper Society. உள்ளது உள்ளபடி உரைக்கும் ஒரு நடுநிலை பத்திரிகை. Dr. Arun Kumar, a pioneer in minimally invasive cardiac surgeries, first surgeon to perform mixed trans-axillary double valve replacement in India, is considered as God of heart surgery by his patients. இதய தெய்வம் என்று அவருடைய நோயாளிகள் அவரை அன்போடு அழைக்கிறார்கள். Professor A.L. Periykaruppan, interventional radiologist from Omandurar Medical College, a great teacher, created more than 100 interventional radiologists, a great human being with humility. Applause, please. Dr. T. C.R. Ramakrishnan, gold medal in MBBS, gold medal in MD, gold medal in DM Neurology. He is a man with a whole golden heart. Murthy Siridu, Kirti Peridu, has treated more than 20,000 neuro patients, more than 4,000 stroke patients. Dr. S. Rajkumar, dynamic neurosurgeon, forerunner in endoscopic brain surgeries, available 24/7 for the common people. Dr. M. Krishnan, Krishna Sweets, is known all over the world. He is a well-known philanthropist for his great services for Hinduism and to the society, arranged more than 2,000 lectures, and most charitable person. Applause, please. Thiru P.L.K. Palniyappan, known as Ratna Palniyappan, a most dynamic young businessman of Tamil Nadu. He was very helpful to all hospitals during COVID times by supplying remdesivir. saving lives. Thiru Nagaraj, Madhampatti Nagaraj, a visionary in catering field. His whole family is involved in making people happy by serving tastiest food. Well known for his culinary skills, king of food, Nala Maharaja. Thank you, sir. We call all the awardees to come to the front line for a group photo. Please carry your awards with you. What a memorable occasion it is, one to be cherished throughout the lifetime. Thank you, sir. Please be seated. Release of a new book, Words of Wisdom, written by our chairman, Padma Shri, Dr. G. Bhaktavashalam. This is a 17th book written by him. We request His Excellency to release the book. Photographers, please take a good photograph. Other dignitaries will receive your copy. Thank you, sir. Please be seated. Short acceptance speech by 3 awardees, and each will speak for 1 to 2 minutes. Professor Mohammed Rela.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. His Excellency, the Governor of Tamil Nadu. Sir, I traveled with you this morning, and the subject of my talk is what I observed, actually. What I observed was how you conducted yourself when you traveled with the public on a public airline, and what I saw today was modesty and humility. You proved yourself to be a great leader, and it's an honor for me to receive this. And I want to thank Padma Shri Dr. Bhaktavashalam for nominating me for the award and inviting me here. It's always is, whatever you get, it's an enthusiasm for us, and it makes us perform better. I'm getting old. I'm 65. I'm not young. But it still energizes me to see something like that. But I'm going to make a small criticism about this as well a bit later at the end of my speech, and I hope you don't mind that. Now, coming back to modesty and humility, and also I'm honored that what we have got is an award that was given to Dr. Abdul Kalam, and to be in that line is a great honor for me. நீங்க ஒரு தமிழ்ல ஒன்று சொன்னீங்க, நல்லார் ஒருவர் உளரேல் அவர் பொருட்டு எல்லாருக்கும் பெய்யும் மழை. அதை நான் ஃபுல்லாக முடிச்சிடுறேன். நெல்லுக்கு இறைத்த நீர் வாய்க்கால் வழியோடி புல்லுக்கும் அங்கே பொதுகிமாம் தொல்லுலகில் நல்லார் ஒருவர் உளரேல் அவர் பொருட்டு எல்லாருக்கும் பெய்யும் மழை. So we have benefited from great leaders like that, and I think our governor has proved himself to be a strong political leader, which leaders like whom we need in this country. Now, what I wanted to talk to be about is அடக்கமுடைமையிலிருந்து ஒரு திருக்குறள் சொல்ல போறேன். And I just took notes just now for us to talk about it, because we live in a corporate world we run corporate hospitals, we run big institutions. And the focus is actually business developments, marketing. So it's become a habit for us to exaggerate what we do. Everything that we do, say, is actually more superfluous. Superfluousness has got its beauty only in poetry. கண்ணுக்கு மை அழகு, கவிதைக்கு பொய் அழகு. பொய்யா இருந்தாலும் கவிதைக்கு தான் அழகு. உலகத்தில் நம்ம நடந்துக்கிற விதத்துக்கு அழகு கிடையாது. திருவள்ளுவர்கிட்ட சூப்பர்ஃப்ளூவஸாக நீங்கள் திருக்குறள் ரொம்ப பார்க்க முடியாது. You don't see திருக்குறள் which is too superfluous. I know of 3 திருக்குறள் where he exaggerated it. மலையை விட பெருசு என்ன? Which is bigger than the mountain? Somebody asked him. Which is bigger than the sea? Which is bigger than the world? I'll do it the other way around. What is bigger than the world for a person is help that is delivered to him at the right time. For that person, it is bigger than the world. காலத்தினார் செய்த நன்றி சிறிதெனினும் ஞானத்தின் மானப்பெரிது. Similarly, பயன்தூக்கார் செய்த நன்றி நயன்தூக்கின் நன்மை கடலிற் பெரிது. மலையை விட எது பெரிது? நிலையின் தெரியாத அடங்கியான் தோற்றம் மலையினும் மானப்பெரிது. The person who's got humility, however calm he is, his appearance is bigger than a mountain. We have got Dr. Sangitvel. He's such a quiet person. Dr. Palanivel, who's such a quiet person. The work speaks for what they do. And that is what is most important. It's not what we tell, we do. And that's what youngsters I want to take away from here. Adakam, humility really, which is what we need. And modesty is what we need for our world. And not this marketing world that we come from. And finally, I'm going to finish off just to talk about the modesty. The height of modesty, you know Kambaramayanam, I don't know how many of you know that I have an interest in Kambaramayanam. I can recite probably 300 of the poetry from Kambaramayanam. He did such a beautiful, a romantic version of Ramayana. I don't know, sir, if you know Kambaramayanam. Kambaramayanam is being spoke every year in every city. 800 years later, it's been romanticized and it's given pleasure to so many people. And every copyam, every of these have got a little chapter called Avai Adakkam. Adakkam, Adakkatha patti dhaan naan innikku pesa vandirukken. It's all about humility. And when he was asked, why did you do such a big thing about Ramayana? It's 12,000 verses, nearly 12,000 pieces of poetry done by somebody, and asked, why did you do? He said, it was a desire. It's not to exhibit my talent as a poet, my talent in literature, my talent in the Tamil language. It was a desire, and the desire was to tell the story of Rama, who is the most perfect human being you can have. That's why he said he did it. And you know how the desire, the example of the desire he gave was, he said, when you have a hungry cat, it's been starved for days together, and a bowl of milk in front of it would be the greatest thing for it. Don't you agree? A bowl of milk for a starving cat. But this cat happens to come in front of Parkadal, a sea of milk. You know, in Hindu mythology, Parkadal, where Vishnu is sleeping. So the cat said to that, he ran towards the sea of milk and said, I'm going to drink all of this today, I'm so hungry. That's the desire. That's the kind of desire I had to tell the story. He did not boast himself as to who he was, but he said he had the desire to do. So I finished my talk with that. ஓசை பெற்று உயர் பார்க்கடல் உற்று ஒரு பூசை, பூசைனா பூனை. ஓசை பெற்று ஒரு பார்க்கடல் உற்று ஒரு பூசை முற்றவும் நக்கு பூ புக்கென ஆசை பற்றி அறையலுற்றேன் காசில் கொற்றத்து அற்ற ராமன் கதையரோ. ஒரு குற்றமும் இல்லாத இந்த ராமனுடைய கதையை சொல்றதுக்காக அவ்வளவு ஆசையோட நான் இந்த கதையை எழுதினேன். That's the desire which has produced this. So finally, to finish off, coming back to you, the criticism to Dr. Bhaktavachalam is how I'm going to finish off. You called us dynamic people of the millennium. We don't deserve that. None of us deserve that. A millennium is 1,000 years. We are nobody for that, sir. Please, I would humbly like to tell you, maybe in the future, maybe you can give Dr. Abdul Kalam that as a millennium. I am proud to be among the people sitting here as an ordinary citizen, doing my job, and I would accept it, not as a dynamic person, as a millennium, but as somebody who's contributed to the field of liver diseases. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
பாராட்டுறதுன்னு முடிவு பண்ணியாச்சு. தங்கம் குழந்தை தங்கமாக இருக்கு கண்ணு சொல்கிறேன். கம்பராமாயணத்தில் இவ்வளோ அற்புதமாக இவருக்கு சார், நீங்கள் ப்ரொஃபஸர் ஆஃப் தமிழாக இருக்கலாம் சார், எங்கேயோ இருப்பீங்க சார்.
ப்ரொஃபஸர் செங்கோட்டு வேலு, ப்ளீஸ்.
Good morning, all of you. Respected Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, Excellency Sri Ravi, beloved Dr. GB, and the dignitaries on the dais, and my co-awardees and friends. I think it was a very great honor, and I'm privileged to receive this award from the hands of the Governor. And I would like to thank Dr. Bhaktavachalam for conferring this award in the KG Foundation. We know that they're a very illustrious and family of Coimbatore, and I'm really privileged to give this award from them. And we have a very long association with the KG family, almost 3 decades association. And it was a great honor to bestow this award on me, sir. And I'd like to thank all of you, and particularly my family. My father-in-law was here, Dr. Krishnasamy, and my cousin, Dr. Nandakumar, they're all here. Thank you for they're all very well wishers who brought me to this level. And my career in cardiology was not an easy task. We were actually, in the last about 3 decades, we had to bring in many new procedures. Every procedure was very challenging. To bring in new procedure, we had to train. For the first 10 or 15 procedures used to be a very lot of struggle. We used to stay in the hospital and we had to just pray procedure to come out well. And once we do that, the 10, 15, 20, then we start getting more familiar, and now we are able to train many other people. In that way, I am very happy and proud to tell you that we were doing many workshops all over the country. In particular, we were in Varanasi, our Prime Minister Modi ji's constituency, where we did a camp in Hindu Banaras University, where there was about 100 people who benefited from new cardiac procedure with OCT. And it was a great feeling because these are all below the poverty line people, and we were able to do service. And this actually motivated us to do more and more. And we are very happy. And I like to take this opportunity to congratulate all the co-awardees who have received this award. And finally, I'd like to thank and take the determination that I will definitely do more and more and to eradicate and reduce the cardiology burden. We know that cardiac disease is very common now. So I'd like to work more to bring in more procedures. And I'll treasure this award. And as Professor Rahila told, I don't think we deserve this dynamic award for Millennium. And we'll definitely aim for being a healthy India as the dream of our Prime Minister. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
We used to go to America for bypass surgery 30 years ago, Houston. But nobody goes to bypass surgery to Houston. This gentleman is such a simple humility. He doesn't say anything. If this gentleman was in Houston, he will be making minimum $20 million per year. The money is not attractive for him. He wants to serve this country. There is only one Sengotuvelu in Tamil Nadu. I can say dynamic Indian of Tamil Nadu. But we have said such people are existent in the millennium, like Kambaramayanam. This gentleman is creating history. Thank you, Dr. Sengotuvelu.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Dr. Arun Kumar, please.
Happy morning, everyone. Your Excellency, Governor of Tamil Nadu, our beloved Chairman, Dr. G. Bhaktavashalam, a mentor, he's my guru, and should say a happiness specialist, our Vice Chairman, Mrs. Vasanthi Raghu, awardees of the Dynamic Indian Award, and people in the dais and friends here. It is a privilege and honor to be amongst the most unique and celebrated Indians, and they're all achievers. Like I'm like Sir was telling, I'm not sure if I'm eligible to be here, but then since I'm conferred here and I'm very happy to be here, I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Bhaktavashalam for allowing me to be here. Dr. Bhaktavashalam is a person very rare to find, and he is a combination of a talented surgeon, an entrepreneur. He is a person, he's a philanthropist, he's a visionary, and he is a person who takes a lot of risk. So when I completed my studies in 2012 from Madras Medical College, I joined KG Hospital as a consultant, junior consultant cardiac surgeon under Dr. Krishnan. So Dr. Krishnan is my mentor for cardiovascular and thoracic surgery. I should say Dr. GB shaped me into the better person of what I am today, and he keeps training me and nurturing me every day. And Dr. Krishnan, he mentored me and taught me what is cardiac surgery, and he keeps making me a better surgeon. Thank you, sir. After joining KG Hospital, after a short stint, I went to Mumbai, worked in Asian Heart Institute with Dr. Ramakant Panda. So we had a VIP patient, and he was very skeptical or afraid of getting a surgery done. So we consoled or explained to their family that we can do the surgery, the same open heart surgery through a small hole, and that is the start of minimal invasive surgery in my career, where we saw this patient had the regular surgery done, a partial J sternotomy, and then aortic valve was replaced for him. And then on the 7th day, when he was ready for discharge, he said he's ready to join duty on the 8th day. So that is a very inspiring message which we got from the patient, and that is what made me think that minimal invasive cardiac surgery will be the future of cardiac surgery. So after that, many people did not want to take it forward. They were very skeptical. They were worried about the risks involved and if it would be a viable option to have a minimal invasive surgery in their program. So again, I came back to Dr. GB, and in 2017, I would say he just took 3 minutes to decide if he wanted a minimal invasive program, and he sanctioned around 65 lakhs of instruments in 3 minutes' time. And he said, go ahead with it, doctor, and if you need any help or support, I am there. So we started the minimal invasive program in 2017. We started with mitral valve replacement and aortic valve replacement through a partial J sternotomy, did triple vessel bypass surgeries, and we've been steadily increasing the number of surgeries. We did right anterior thoracotomy surgeries to 2019. In 2020, we did combined procedures like bypass surgery and mitral valve surgeries combined. And in 2020, we did periareolar mitral valve replacement. That was the first time in Tamil Nadu. And we did in 2022, February, first time in India, the transaxillary approach for aortic valve implantation. A vertical incision was made on the axillary region. And again in 2022, December, we did the first infraaxillary double valve replacement in the country. And it was presented in the IACTS this year, and it is reported as the second case in the world. We're very proud to be a part of the minimal invasive program, improving day by day, and it has been spearheaded and supported, and like there's no restriction or we don't have to think of anything. You ask for any new technology, and Dr. GB is there to support us with whatever we require, and that is how we've been progressing. I also take this opportunity to thank Mrs. Vasanthi, who's been the backbone of our department, cardiology and cardiothoracic. And I should also thank the team members, Dr. Krishnan, Dr. Shegu, Dr. Vijay Kumar, my anesthetist, Dr. Om Prakash, Dr. Santosh, Dr. Ravi Kumar, and others in the team. And also I also like to thank the cardiology consultants who have been supporting us, Dr. Y.Y. Rao, Dr. CBS, Dr. Nityan, Dr. Ranjit, Dr. Saravanan, and Dr. Muthaya. So with all this support, we've been doing a very good job, and without the support of the nursing staff, we could not have done any of these surgeries. And I thank our lead nurse, the Muthukumari sister, who's a very important person in our team, and also Lalita, Vanita, as well as Eliama sisters who've been there. Without them, the patients would not have been doing so well, and we have a very good track record on getting all these patients all right. And last but not the least, I would like to thank my family, my father, late Mr. Ulaganathan, my mother, Dhanarani Ulaganathan, and my wife, Tina, who have been very generous in allowing me to practice as well as take up my career as first priority and allowing them to be in the second position. And I would like to conclude by telling that where there is a will, there is a way, and we just have to keep working harder, and God will show us the way. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.
திண்ணிய நெஞ்சம் வேண்டும், தெளிந்த நல் அறிவு வேண்டும், நல்லவை எண்ண வேண்டும், எண்ணிய முடிதல் வேண்டும், பண்ணிய பாவமெல்லாம் பரிதி முன் பணிபோன் அகல வேண்டும். Every doctor receives an award every day. When the patient survives, doctor, kadavulata kaapathitinga, they touch the feet of the doctor. So doctor is equal to God sometimes. So I wrote in this book, there's a book, I wrote 50 pages of this book. I'll give it to some of them, and I want to sell this book for 100 rupees. Or you want to give 1,000 rupees also, I'll accept it. We have a Little Heart Foundation where we have promised the health minister that will operate on 1,000 children free of charge. Some of the corporate social responsibility people can give us some money. It's a beautiful book. His Excellency, I believe he has read it. Some important, fantastic punchlines are there. We request you to read the book. This book has been written totally by me. It's been produced in about 5 days' time. It's a nice book. If you want any of your children to become doctors, this is the book, Guidance. Perikarpan's daughter does not want to be a doctor. I converted her to become a doctor. I did a nice brainwashing, Your Excellency. I'm good at that. I've been practicing medicine for the past 60 years. I've been in 25 countries. There's no country like India. We should be patriotic Indians. Hello, you live in India, that is different. You are a citizen of India, but you must be a patriotic Indian. Like His Excellency, you must be willing to sacrifice your life for India. All these doctors, they make certain amount of prosperity, but they're all part-time husbands and full-time doctors. Please understand, give a big applause to these doctors before I can request His Excellency. His Excellency, everybody is asking, you have every college, why don't you start a medical college? I have my own apprehensions about medical college. I'll tell you in private because I can't tell it in front of a mic audience because the newspaper people will put it. And I was given an offer to start a medical college way back 30 years ago. Unfortunately, I don't have that political support. I don't have that financial support. So I said, let me do this postgraduate medical college. 85 people study here medical college, postgraduates, MD, MS, Dip and B. Yesterday we had 300 people came from various parts of life. I'm very happy that we are imparting postgraduate medical education, and our nurses have gone to 20 countries. 20,000 nurses have gone to 20 countries. Ashok has given employment for 40,000 people. I don't have to run a medical college to become popular. There's one way of making little extra money. I'm sure that time will come, then I may start a medical college in a very ethical manner. Thank you very much for the small interruption I had to make.
Thank you, sir. Now we request His Excellency, our Honorable Governor, sir, to deliver his address.
most respected Chairman KG Foundation, Dr. G. Bhaktavasalam, Managing Trustee, KG Hospital and Postgraduate Medical Institute, Dr. Ashok Bhaktavasalam, distinguished awardees, esteemed invitees, my dear young friends, gracious ladies and gentlemen, Anaivarkum Vanakkam. There is a popular notion that public speaking is the forte of politicians because they do it every day. But today, the awardees, those who spoke, beginning Professor Rela, it has disproved that they alone are not the good public speakers. A professional, a doctor can also be a very powerful speaker. Because if you are not judged by the decibel of your sound, how loud you speak, and how much gesticulation of your hands you make. But if the word comes from the heart, it reaches the heart, it touches the heart. And Professor Rela, with his very touching address displaying humility, he touched all of us, and so are the other two, Dr. Sengatuvelu and Dr. Arun. Although there were only 3 speakers, there are 11 awardees, and each one of them has a powerful story of success and achievement and service, which are worth repeating again and again. The award which they got today, let it be called by any name, Dynamic Indian or whatever name one chooses. It is a modest way of conveying a thank you to each one of them for the services they have rendered to the society. A doctor, not only caring, treating the patients, giving life, saving lives, finding new and new ways to save life, and to make the medical procedure easier, less suffering for the patient. Through their researches, they do great service to humanity. In fact, the profession of medicine is considered, we all know, next only to God. No, we have not seen God, but they are the living one on this earth. When a patient goes to a doctor, when we go to a doctor, we surrender ourselves fully. Whatever the doctor prescribes, you take it blindly, with absolute implicit faith that yes, what the doctor has given must work for me and I would be better off. So each one of you, the doctors, you deserve applause, deserve recognition again and again. Others, Sri Adimulam, from the field of journalism, again is doing a great service to the people. Because when the people's behavior are shaped by the information that you receive, the perspective that you get on all that is happening around. And his contribution has been a very refreshing, in contrast with several others which put up a very narrow perspective. At times it appears whether it is actually a media of mass communication in genuine sense, or whether it is an instrument of propaganda. In this scenario, coming up a newspaper with a national perspective is indeed very, very refreshing. There are others in the field of industry. They have done a great job. They are doing a great job. Service to a large number of people, giving livelihood to a large number of people and benefiting a larger part of the society. Dr. Krishna from the Krishna Sweets, he is not only sweetening the lives of people, but also he is a patron of art and culture. That way you are doing a great service. And Nagaraj Rangaswamy, the person who does the catering, his story is very, very inspiring. Very modest background, not much of education. He started as a server, and with the audacity of his dream and desire to do something big, today he is providing livelihood to over 750 people. This is the story of Nagaraj Rangaswamy, and a story that needs to be told again and again to our people. So I congratulate all of them for the services they have been rendering to our society, to our country. You are all makers of modern India. You might be working in your area, in your theater, in your sector, but through all these add together is what makes this country great, what is making this country great. And I thank the KZ Foundation, Dr. Bhaktavatsala, very energetic person. Look at his age. All the award, he was coming himself, running from picking up, giving. Every time when a speaker goes, he rushes to the dais. Look at the energy of this great person. In fact, many of the young people would vie for his energy. He demonstrates it. I thank this KZ Foundation for honoring these people. Because by honoring these people, you are telling their story to the society. And a society, it grows with the inspirational story of these people. While these people feel happy, those who are serving, I'm not very sure whether they really crave for recognition. But the fact is that when you are doing good to large number of people, you are touching and transforming the lives of so many in your own ways. And when someone tells you thank you, just a modest expression of gratitude, it does feel good. It does good feel to the recipient, but at the same time, it is also an inspiration to a larger number of others. Because after all, we know that the society moves according to the icons, those are the leaders who move forward. As it is said even in Bhagavad Gita, it says, or Mahabharata, Mahajane yena gatena sapantha, the way the great people move, the way they go, others follow. This is also the 49th anniversary of the services which the KG Foundation has been rendering to the society. Look at the modest beginning again. Sri Dharmavira G. Govinda Swami Naidu, about whom his illustrious son spoke that they were not a very highly educated people, educated in the sense of academic degree. But some half a century ago, he thought of supplementing the healthcare needs of the people. The government alone could not do. That was well understood by him, and he started the institution. He laid the foundation of an institution, and that seed, nearly half a century over the period, has grown and has diversified. And as what was read out, it has diversified to meet the needs of the society in various fields, be it education, be it software, be it spirituality. And I'm sure while the next year it would celebrate the Golden Jubilee, it will celebrate many more jubilees and centenary in the years to come. And the institution will continue growing. But what is important in all these, whether the KZ Foundation and all these awardees, those who are doing, is the noble intention, the desire to do something good, desire to serve the people. This genuine desire, the noble intention, backed by a drive that leads to change, that leads to transformation. What Professor Rela talked about Kambar, that his desire to tell the story of Sri Rama, the iconic person, the most perfect human being on earth, is his intense desire, a genuine desire, that led to the creation of the over 12,000 verses, which is called Kamba Ramayana, which touches and shapes the lives and behavior of millions and millions of people. Not only in Tamil Nadu, not only in India, but even across the world. So this noble intention, the genuine desire to touch and transform the lives of the people is what makes the change. And this is what is happening at the national level. We are all witness to the revolutionary transformations that are happening at the national level. The changes, the speed and the scale of transformation is incredible. And all these are possible today primarily because the noble intention, the intense desire, and indomitable spirit of the national leadership, which the country is fortunate enough to have in the last about a decade. This country, today we are nearly about 1.4 billion, 140 crores. This country, until recently, we were nowhere in the reckoning. Nobody took us seriously. We accounted for nearly 18 to 20% of the world population, but we were at the margin of world affairs. We were so because internally we were weak, we were poor, we were illiterate. We had in our country a large number of people who were sick, not access to health care, not access to education, not access to the basic amenities of a dignified living. Be it health care, be it education, be it home. You can imagine the pain of a homeless, not having access to potable drinking water, not having access to cooking gas. We were mired in poverty. We were mired in the absence of the basic necessities of life. A large number of our people, our women, half the population of our country was actually suppressed. And all these years, all these decades, over 7 decades after the British left, we kept addressing these problems. We kept talking about Garibi Hatao, remove poverty. We kept building hospitals, we kept building schools. We kept building roads, we kept producing electricity. But we kept producing in a way that did not address the problem. And a large number of our people, even with all these initiatives in the past, they remain deprived of these basic necessities. And then what happened? What happened which brought this paradigm change is a sincere urge, feeling the pain of the deprived. You know, how do you look at the country? If you look at the country as the British looked at the country and the way we kept looking at it, even after the British left, in terms of region, in terms of race, in terms of religion, in terms of language. We kept looking at this country not as one family, as one unified entity. Because when you look at the country as a family, when your family is, however large your family might be, but if any member of your family is sick, you don't rest, you don't feel comfortable, you feel the pain of a sick member. Similarly, any member of the family suffers, the whole family, at least the head of the family, suffers. That sense. It was with this fundamental change in the way to look at the country, that, and with the intense desire to ameliorate, to mitigate this, the comprehensive programs were launched. Be it healthcare, be it education, be it electricity to every house, potable drinking water, cooking gas. And with the participation of the people, we have brought the change. If in the last a few years, if 11 crore houses have got access to potable water, there is a water tap, drinking water. If over 100 million, over 10 crore houses have got the free cooking gas connection, if 30 million homeless got their homes today, and you can keep counting. It could be possible only when the intention of the leadership is clear, is genuine, and involves the people as a member of a family. These houses were not built by contractors, not built by the government. 30 million houses were built by each of the house owner. But the system was created in a way that they get access to the capital for building the house. And for that, when you have a genuine desire, as someone said, where there is a will, there is a way. When you have a genuine desire, you find the way. Now today we have advantage of technology, digital. And look at the digital revolution that happened in the country in the last few years. And through that digital, we are the most digitalized country in the world. Our per capita mobile data consumption is the maximum in the world. Till about 2012, our per capita mobile data consumption used to be 2 GB. 2 GB a month. And our share to the global data production, mobile data production, was also about 2%. Today we are over 22%. And our average, individual average Indian data consumption per month is over 20 gigabyte, 20 GB. It is also because the reach has been extended far and wide to touch every citizen, and the cost of the data has been reduced to 1/25. The data that per GB it used to cost, if it cost 1 rupees earlier, today it costs 4 paise. So it becomes easily for the people to have access. And that is how we could reach out to over 500 million households and opening the bank account. The transfer, the benefit going directly to the people, to the beneficiary, without any middleman, without anyone to take away the cut or the share. So the houses were built by the homeless themselves because the money for building the house came to their account directly. All these are happening with the involvement of the people, with the mass participation, treating the country as a family. And the result is that today, from the margin, our country, India, is at the center stage of the world. Today, the world looks at India with expectation to find solution to the global problems. Global problems, be it climate crisis, be it war, be it pandemic, be it poverty alleviation. In all these fields, we are doing incredible work. Country is achieving new and new heights with the unleashing talents of our young men and women with our countrymen and women. Half the population, women folk, what is called, Prime Minister calls Nari Shakti. All these years we kept talking about women empowerment, so many schemes were launched. But what happened, what the change? Because with all these, in our country we had a shameful distinction of, for every 1,000 men, there were less than 950 women. Not that the women were not being born. There were cases of female feticide. And even after the female child is born, lack of health care, lack of nutrition. And even the mothers, the suffering. Absence, if we didn't have, we all talked about education for all. We put it even in the Constitution, that it is a fundamental right. But then how does our daughters get access to education if we do not have toilets in the schools, female toilets in the school? So in absence of that, we kept making laws, we kept making noises, but the fact is our people could not get the benefit as they should have got. Our mothers, when you do not have a toilet in the house, who is the worst sufferer? It is our mothers and daughters, those who stay in the house. And when it comes to the kitchen, when you burn coal and wood as a fuel to cook food, who suffers? It is our mothers and sisters. Now, All these transformations that are happening is because you feel, or if you start feeling the pain, if you start realizing in yourself, you will start reimagining, you will start getting new ideas how to address the problem. And if we are solving these problems, which earlier used to be, India is such a large country, how can we do? We have this much resources, we can only build so many medical colleges, we can only build so many houses. If today the number of medical colleges in the last 8 years have doubled in the country, which happened in the last of almost about 7 decades, how did it happen? How did it happen today that everyone has access to mobile, everyone has access to all those basic amenities? And there are few who are yet to get, they will get shortly because things are moving in a very planned, systematic manner. All these years we kept talking about even remove the social discrimination. We have made perhaps the largest noise about social justice. But it pains me when I read a newspaper report that the human faces have been put in the water tank of Dalits, a Dalit colony. When a Dalit Panchayat president comes and tells me that I was not allowed, and we are not allowed to hoist the national flag. It is the vice president who does it, not we. When the meetings of panchayats are held, it is the vice president who sits in the chair and Dalit president sits in the corner. What kind of social programs that we have to remove the social discrimination? Very often on we hear the newspaper reports, we get that people have been abused because of their social status. And when it comes to crime against deprived and the downtrodden, a story is abysmal. I was going through the data of the crime against the downtrodden, against the Dalits, and the response of the criminal justice system. And I was shocked that in offenses of rape against Dalit women, only 7% rapists get convicted, 93% people walk away. The problem is, so long we keep talking only noise about Garibi Hatao, remove poverty, so long only keep making noise about social justice, it will continue. It has remained. It has to be addressed with a sense of responsibility, sense of feeling. Sense of feeling that they are our brothers and sisters. And it must go. Any kind of discrimination must go. Then if the intentions are noble, if the intentions are for my selfish interest, then it becomes a slogan. Then it can be a constituency. The problem will persist. As the problem of poverty persisted almost all these decades after independence because we kept making slogan of Garibi Hatao, remove the poverty. Similarly, if the problem of social discrimination will continue unless we move away from making it just a slogan, move away from the regressive politics of division and feel for them. India is a family. It is a kudumbam. And that is why when it comes to healthcare, Ayushman Bharat does not make a distinction between whether the person is here in Kanyakumari or in Kashmir, or Kutch or Kohima. A person from Tirunelveli or Tripura, a poor person has a coverage of Ayushman Bharat. the 5 lakhs rupees health insurance is accessible to all. There is no political consideration. There is no other consideration. The feeling is the poor, whether the person is of Tirunelveli, Kanyakumari, or Tripura, or Kashmir, they are a member of our family. They must have access to health care. So Ayushman Bharat touches everyone. No one is left out. When it comes to home for the homeless, there is no distinction. Earlier times, we used to hear a statement being made by the leaders that good politics is good economics. That if you help me, if you help my party, I will help you. That's not the way to look at the country. We cannot. This country is a great country. It has a great potential. Until 18th century, we were the leader in every field in the world. Read the reports and it tells you until 18th century, India was the largest economy of the world. But in the last over 200, 250 years, the decline that has happened through colonization and post-colonial perverse way of looking at the country and its people, perverse politics, that our problem continued. We remained at the margin. Nobody took us seriously. We remained divided in terms of race, religion, in terms of language, in terms of ethnicity, and what not. Because if you keep looking at differences, we are all large number, several hundred people sitting in this hall. No one is alike. No two persons are alike. But are we really different? If you keep looking at differences, then the differences multiply. At the time when India became independent and for the first time the list of castes and tribes were made out and brought in the constitution. And today the number have doubled up. Today we have almost double the number of castes than the castes that we had in 1951. We have doubled the number of tribes than the tribes we had. From where all new castes and new tribes are coming up? Because we kept looking at the differences. You are this caste, you are that tribe. And then the caste became subcaste and subcaste and subcaste. This multiplication started happening and it is destroying our society. It has destroyed, it has weakened us. No, we cannot afford to look at ourselves in terms of, in the eyes of division. We are all members of a family. We are all like leaves of a tree. Each leaf is different from the other. No two leaves are alike, but they are all part of, organically and integrally part of the tree. Irrespective of race, religion, language, or region, we are all members of a family. With this sense, our country is moving forward, and moving forward with a sense of destiny, with a sense of confidence. And this confidence is reflecting in the way the international community is also looking at us. The sense of destiny is, in the next 25 years, we have to be a fully developed country. Fully developed. Now this goal, this destiny, which has to be achieved, is possible only with the participation of our people. And it is happening. Our young men and women are doing incredible things. If until 2014 we had less than 500 a startup and today we have over 100,000, it is because over 100,000 young men and women have chosen to do something new. If today we are leader in the startup, we are leader in the technology sector, we are among the top. It is happening because energy, the latent energy, the potential of our people are unleashing. Today, our young men and women are aspirational. And they have access through the digital devices. They have access to information. They have access to what is happening elsewhere. They can no longer be fooled today by the slogans. They'll want change. And if the change is not brought, they will bring the change themselves. and our nation is moving forward with a total participation, involvement, and total realization that aspirations and the dreams of our youth must be fulfilled. We have to get involved. We have to forsake the regressive politics of division, trying to divide the society in various terms, various segments. No. The days are gone. It has already, its self-life is over. Today, we have to be inclusive. We have to move forward as one family. And I'm sure, I have no doubt about it, I have full trust in our young men and women, their capacity to take India in the next 25 years. By the time when we celebrate the centenary of our independence, India would be the leader of the world. We have that confidence in the capacity of our people. And in this journey, while the heroes of today, those who have been conveyed a modest thank you, I'm sure while they will continue playing their role, KG Foundation and its institution will also continue flourishing, would continue expanding and touching and transforming the lives of millions and millions of people. My friends, thank you all very much. I wish this institution all the very best. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.
It's a great pleasure to listen to His Excellency. I just want to say one or two words before Ashok takes up for vote of thanks. We have seen many governors. I think he has become a people's governor. He's not a constitutional governor. He reflects what we think in our mind. Vaishnavar enbavar yar. Who is a human being? Whoever thinks the other person's problems as my own problem, does something to reduce the problem to us. It is called a human. Do unto others what you expect others do unto you. In the doctors எல்லாம் அவர்கள் கஷ்டத்தை பொருட்படுத்தாம, they don't bother about their own difficulties, and then they help somebody else. They are the real role models. I think all you parents who are going to be sitting here should make your children as doctors. Very important, because we need very good doctors for this country. We still need more doctors for this country. Many doctors go to America. After they graduate from All India Institute of Medical Science, they go to America. Or they go to Europe. And some of our students go to Russia, they go to Ukraine, they go to Italy, China to study. When they come back, they're not. I think this country requires many hundreds of medical colleges to make this world a better place to live. I've just said, Uludundu Valvare Valvar Mattallam Tholudundu Pin Selpover. There are 6 types of Indians: educated and entrepreneurs who give job, the Indians who have studied up to school and continue to work as workers, the agriculturists who work in the field. There are Indians who read the newspaper and then don't do anything about what's happening in India. There are some Indians who love some other country. They live in this country. There are some Indians who love cinema, television, propagate WhatsApp videos. They don't care. I think high time our Excellency's word must stimulate you. This is our country. If we don't look at this country as our country and say Jai Hind and Jai Bharat, I think you are doing a greatest injustice. You must be a most patriotic Indian. I have written this book. I think this book has got some important, I think I would like to distribute some books before you leave. Thank you very much for coming to this great meeting.
Vote of thanks, Dr. Ashok Bhaktavachalam, Managing Trustee.
Ladies and gentlemen, unless you have been living under a rock, you will all agree with me that we live in interesting times. Consider this, in this day and age, no one would imagine that 2 countries would go to war and that war would last for more than a year, 406th day to be exact. And by any conservative estimation, 100,000 people are dead and injured, 150,000 buildings have been damaged, thousands of villages and cities constantly suffer blackouts thanks to the constant bombing. Let's spare a moment of prayer for peace for our brothers and sisters in Ukraine. Consider this. The Roe versus Wade landmark decision of 1973, which ensured that a pregnant woman's liberty to choose abortion, was overturned almost after 50 years, just 10 months back. We live in interesting times because all things considered, what that means, that an average American woman has less access to abortion services than the average Indian woman has access to in our country. We live in interesting times when the world's leading business giants, technical leaders, leading scientists have all agreed, have signed an open letter for a moratorium, an immediate 6-month suspension of the development of artificial intelligence technology, because we have no clue as the risks it might cause in the coming future. Personally, myself, I believe AI could also boost global labor productivity and eventually increase annual global GDP by more than 7%. We live in interesting times when a person of Indian origin, Mr. Rishi Sunak, is the head of UK, and a person of Pakistani origin is the head of Scotland. And these two gentlemen will probably discuss the separation of Scotland from UK in the immediate future. We live in interesting times because not the US, not Europe, not China, but India has emerged as the beacon of hope for many third world countries, like our Excellency Honorable Governor has mentioned, including vaccines during COVID-19. India today is the undisputed global leader in digital payments, has now solutions that it can offer to improve financial inclusion across the globe. We live in interesting times when for the very first time India has assumed leadership of G20, the most powerful global body, and through the agenda of the G20, an Indian Prime Minister, our own honorable and most dynamic leader, Sri Narendra Modi ji, has stepped up to help mankind navigate these turbulent, disruptive, and interesting times. It is during these interesting times that today, which also happens to be the 80th birthday of our chairman, Dr. GB, we will also remember this day as the day our most dynamic governor of Tamil Nadu, Sri R.N. Ravi, has eloquently inspired each and every one of us, especially our students, that it is our responsibility to think, act, and live as responsible Indian citizens so that we can make the world a better place. Sir, a big word of thanks to you for your gracious presence here today. A word of thanks to you for electrifying talk which has single-handedly elevated this event to a completely different dimension. I am sure we will cherish this event for a very long time to come. It is Angela Myers who first said, "You are a genius and the world needs your contribution." At the risk of stating the obvious, every single awardee who's here on stage has inspired us today to find our own genius and make our own unique contribution to the world, just as they have already done. To every single one of our awardees, sir, a word of thanks for giving us the opportunity to honor you today. A word of thanks to all your esteemed family members, to all our esteemed guests, to all the officials who have assembled here today at our invitation for their gracious presence here today. A word of thanks to every member of the team KG Hospital and team KGISL for their meticulous attention to detail and the wonderful arrangements that they have made for this event to be possible. And finally, a word of thanks to every member of the press and media for your fair and generous coverage of all the wonderful work that we do here at KG Foundation and KG Medical Trust. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. We come to the conclusion of the official function. Please keep standing for the national anthem. Once it is over, our Honorable Governor, sir, will leave and keep standing, and after that the function continues. National anthem, please.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विदाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तब जय गादा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विदाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Please give a standing ovation as His Excellency, our Governor, is leaving the hall.
அவர் செய்த சேவை 200க்கும் மேற்பட்டவர்களுக்கு கண்ணாடித்தார். மருத்துவத்தை முன்னோடியாக விளக்கும் கேஜி மருத்துவமனையில் உயிர் காக்கும் பல உயர்தர சிகிச்சைகளை உலகத்தரத்துடன் எதிர்பார்ப்பின்றி ஐயாவர் டிசி ராய் விருது, வைத்திய ரத்னா பட்டம், சென்னை மருத்துவக் கல்லூரியின் வாழ்நாள் சாதனையாளர் விருது என பல விருதுகளை பெற்றவர். 2005ஆம் ஆண்டு இந்திய அரசாங்கம் அவருக்கு பத்மஸ்ரீ விருது வழங்கி பெருமைப்படுத்தியது. பெரிதான மக்களை நல்வதற்கு அவர் நல்ல மருத்துவர் என்பதால் மட்டுமே கிடைக்கவில்லை, நல்ல மனிதர் என்பதாலேயே கிடைத்தது. கேஜி ஐயா அவர்கள் மேலும் பல்லாண்டுகள் நல்ல நலமுடன் வாழ்ந்து இன்னும் பல மருத்துவ சேவைகள் ஆற்றிட வேண்டும் என கேஜி
பக்கத்து வீட்டுக்காரங்கிட்ட போய் கூப்பிடுங்க. எப்படி கூப்பிடுறது? தனியா உட்கார்ந்து உண்மையிலே வச்சிருக்கேன். 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 30 வந்துச்சா பாரு. வந்தாலும் வந்துடும், வரல